Do you guys see that? Oh, look at that. Look at that Freightliner. Woo, dog. That is a sweet ride. I wouldn't mind having that. Anyways, let's get back to the regular content. What's up, mystery fans? So, let's talk about this. Oh, wait, what are we talking about? Let's talk about what we are doing. So I told y'all, of course, that I started CDL side. And it's a little boring, but I'm in the classroom portion. We're doing a little bit of an orientation. It's kind of an introduction to the industry as well. And I gotta say, guys, the other day I did logbook. We went over paper logs, which of course, anybody that knows already knows about ELD. For those of you that don't, ELD is, we've gone to electronic logging device, I believe is what ELD means, but it's an electronic log. It's supposed to be more accurate, easier for the driver, and I can see the benefits. There are some things that I don't like, and even our instructors and most of your guys on the road do not like, and that's dealing with policy. And the policy that I'm talking about is the way that our hours of service are calculated, and that's purely because once our clock starts, you have 14 consecutive hours. Realistically, that's okay. I get what they're doing. I don't necessarily agree with it. Now, the reason that I say that is we went over paper logs and how you actually fill out a proper paper log. Because something happens, your ELD goes down, you don't have the GPS connection, it's not getting its signal, whatever happens, we still have to be able to log. So we still have to know how to do that. Log really isn't hard. It's going to be more of a time management thing as far as logging comes into play. Now, on that time management note, we've also started basically doing map and route planning. And we went over how to properly read an atlas. That might not sound like a big deal, but it really is huge when you have to plan your route. Now, route planning is important because it does a lot of things. Route planning is going to be a ton of stuff. It's going to be, you get your load on day X, it has to be here, it has to be delivered on day Z. All right, you have this many days before it's due. Well, you can only work for 14 hours each of those days. Now, on top of that, you can only be driving for 11 of those 14 hours. So route planning is very, very crucial because you have a lot of stuff going on. Guess what? Fueling your truck is on duty. That's part of your 14 hours. If you're strapping a load, doing your pre-trip inspection, all part of that 14 hours. So it's a big deal. And we're learning how to do it. Now, that's not to say that this isn't boring, because it is. It's not the classical, you know, little kid, I'm bored. No. It's boring because it's very mundane, very monotonous, and it's very meticulous as well. And you know what? that's the way it's going to be. You can't do the cool without the boring in that train of thought. I have to be able to map out and plan my trip. I have to know how many miles I intend to make it on this time frame so that I know where I should be, when I should be there, and barring any catastrophic events, I should be on time in delivering my goods, and my employer gets paid, so I get paid. Okay, so now that all that boringness is over, let's talk about a little bit of fun stuff. Last video, I might have mentioned that I'm digging a hole and getting myself into some hot water. I'm really not digging a hole or in any hot water. I am a little bit. The wife is frustrated. The Mrs. E-Root, thankfully, knew what I was like beforehand, so it comes as no surprise to her. She already knew that I was going to be a troublemaker. She knew when we started talking about any kind of work or build on this car that she was in for a ride. That being said, I am looking at retiring a member of my fleet here shortly. I'm looking at selling my 04 Ram. I love the truck dearly, but to be where I want it to be, where I expect it to be, she's got a long ways to go. It's a great truck, it really is. Its age makes people wary, but it's in great shape. So she might go to a new home, and that is what it is. The thing is it will live on through the TIE Fighter. And that being said, goodies aplenty are starting to show up at the Mystery Root compound. Little things. A J-pipe here, new bypass valve there, tumbler generator valve deletes, EGR stuff. Hey, you know, I don't know what this is for. Okay, I know exactly what it's for, and so does she. I'm watching almost daily different items to see if they're shipped, to be if the order's been fulfilled. I can't help myself. I'm like a little kid in a candy store. And none of it matters right now. The reason none of it matters right now is this is a very long-term process. We're not going to see any of this on the channel for a while because all of the stuff that's happening to the car, or I intend to happen to this car this year, it might not come to culmination until June or July. And that's just because there's some big stuff. I want to upgrade my intercooler. So I'm probably going to go with the Process West verticooler. Why? Because it keeps the top mount and it's still a pretty good option. The exhaust that I built and I love is probably going to the wayside as well, just because it doesn't let the car breathe so well. Like I said, there's a new bypass valve, which means that an intake's coming. I don't know when. I haven't even decided which one I want yet. And for the most part, that's the extent. As far as the exhaust, I want to go to the Delta Motor Works 3-inch, upgrading the J-pipe to a 3-inch J-pipe to let that turbo breathe. I've got a Grim Speed electronic boost control solenoid. The parts are coming in, and like I said, they're coming in slowly. And the ultimate goal is I would like to see 307 wheel horsepower. There are other things that this car will or should have done in time. It's just not in the plans for this year, such as chassis bracing. I want to upgrade my sway bars. I want to put a control arm wedge kit in. I want to put a Cusco bar in. I want to put in the chassis bracing bars. There's some other stuff I want to do. But remember, this is going to stay a daily for the most part. That's the goal. I want to throw on some lighter not lighter flywheels, but lighter pulleys and such. You know, let the car spin up a little quicker. I want to upgrade the stereo, and that is purely trivial. That is not at all a necessity, but it's something I want to do. I have a Cartboy shift kit coming, and it changes the arm, it shortens the throw. I think they say like 38%. I'm not super hung up on that. Whatever it is, it is. I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna do a short throw shift knob because I'm not opposed to it, but I like where mine sits. I'm gonna throw a weighted knob on it, and I'm just gonna leave my stock shift arm. Could I reduce it even more? Yeah, they claim like a 50% reduction in throw with some of these short throw kits when you coincide with a shift arm. I don't need that much. I also have a saggy butt spacer set coming from Subtle Solutions. No plugs. I'm just telling you guys what I got. The reason I'm doing that is to get a little more clearance. And I don't know if we've talked about it at all, but my summer wheels are aggressive. So we get some contact with the fender lip. I would really love to get my fenders rolled. It is really, really hard to find anybody, and I am super, super scared to roll them myself because, frankly, I don't want to have to paint. I don't. That's not me. It's not my forte, and I don't want to have to spend money on body work unless somebody comes out and offers an over fender that I'm content with, because I need like 25 millimeters of over fender. But so that's it. I mean, nothing huge. Projects in the works. And like I said, even though we may be removing the draft horse from my stable, it does look like there is a race car coming to the paddock. Likely this weekend even. Now, that race car is not mine. It's not like it's going to be a channel car. It'll kind of be a channel car, but it's not mine. It doesn't belong to the channel. It belongs to a friend, and I'm going to assist him with it. But that is really all I have for right now, guys. So, I thank you for watching. Of course, like, share, subscribe, because that's where everything comes from, guys. If we're going to grow this channel and I'm going to make anything of it, I got to get them subs. You guys, I'll catch y'all in the next one.